How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Brown here again. Going to take a look at acid-base neutralization. We want to be able to predict the products of mixing acids and bases together. Simple question: what happens when I mix these two things together? Right, that's chemistry. What happens? All right, well, let's think about this. Acids give off the H plus, and bases give off an OH minus. And what do you think happens when you get an H plus and an OH minus, and you maybe stick them together? What would you get? I'll give you a hint. It's water. Watch. This is what happens. They break apart, and the H plus and OH minus come together, and they make water, right? Because that's just H2O. And LiCl, well, that's just a salt. That's lithium chloride. That's just a salt that's dissolved in the water. All right. So basic formula is acid plus base gives us salt and water every time for these acid-base reactions. So if we get HCl and NaOH, well, we're going to get, you know what? Let me put this in the right spot. We get water, H2O, and well, what salt are we going to get? Well, let's take a look. Ignore the H plus, ignore the OH minus, we got Na plus, and we got Cl minus, so it's just going to be NaCl, NaCl, right? Because it's plus 1 minus 1, so the formula is just NaCl. All right, well, again, acid, H2SO4 plus KOH, a base, so we're going to get H2O as our water. So let's ignore the H and the OH. And what are we left with? Well, we're left with SO4 minus 2 and a K that's plus 1. So I know my formula is going to have to be K2SO4 so that the whole thing has a charge of 0. Right? So this is just a salt. So salt and water. So let's take a look. What would you get when you neutralized NaOH with HCl? Well, again, remember that you're going to get water. Always. You know, we're going to get water for all these, so why don't I just write them all? And some other thing. Well, what are we left with? We're going to be left with a Cl minus and Na. So we're going to get NaCl plus 1 minus 1, so the formula is just that. All right, H2SO4 and MgOH2. All right, well, I know the OHs and the H's are going to come together. I'm left with an Mg plus 2 and an SO4 minus 2, so I know that my formula is going to be 1 Mg and 1 SO4. All right, H3PO4 and Ba3PO4. Interesting. I messed that one up. This should have been BaOH2. My bad. It's late. All right, I'm tired. Stop yelling at me. So what would we get if we had H3PO4 and BaOH2? Well, let's see. I know the OHs and the H's are going to come together. I'm going to be left with barium, which has a Ba plus 2 charge, and phosphate, which is PO4 minus 3. All right, so what's my formula going to be? We can do the switch and simplify, right? We're going to need 3 BAs and 2 PO4. So my formula is going to be BA 3 PO4 2. So with these, you got to just remember, you always get acid plus base equals salt and water, and you just take a look at what's there. What are you going to make? You know, what's missing? And, you know, you just solve it from there. They shouldn't be too bad. So that's it for this. I'll see you guys in class. You know, bring questions.